Good afternoon. First of all, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. And that's all our best from me and Oreo, my co-host, and my son, my dog. Uh, the topic I would like to speak about today is why do they let criminals back out of the jail even after they keep reoffending? Well, first of all, I wanted to share with you that I spent half of my life in and out of jails, institutions, and shelters due to my alcohol addictions. And so I was able to observe a lot of criminal activity and court cases and history in our court systems and notice a lot of these things, even especially after I've stopped drinking. So basically, what has happened is we have a world population uh, that is growing continuously as the years go on. And what is happening is as the world populates, the crime activity increases. And that's not just based on geological demographics or anything like that. What That's based on the entire world. It ain't what I mean is it's not just happening here in Canada or United States or anywhere else. Not just in these places. It's happening everywhere. You have world population increase happening all around us everywhere, and so our criminal court cases and our courts are getting backlogged. So they need to relieve a lot of that congestion. There's not enough, sometimes there's not enough courtrooms to accommodate all the court cases, not enough judges, maybe not enough um, attorneys, not enough staff. Uh, with our jails are full. Jails are more full than they've ever been. When I first started going to jail in the early 1980s, most of the jails were usually wherever I went here in Ontario were always single cells. You never had to share a cell with anybody. It was because the jails weren't as full as they were. And then over time, into the 1990s, they began adding more and more space for more inmates, adding more bunks to single cells so that two people will have to share a cell. Whereas back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, it was only one person per cell. And sometimes even the cells were empty. Now you'll find all the cells are full. And over time, they started increasing the jail's population with more and more criminals, 3 to a cell, sometimes 4 to a cell. Over the past 10 years or so, they started opening up super jails, closing down the old ones because they're getting too old to accommodate the growing criminal population. So what the courts do is to relieve some of that congestion, the overcrowding in the jails, in the court systems, is they'll release a lot of criminals out right as soon as they're arrested, or shortly thereafter, or even in bail court. Sometimes you'll see even homicide charges. People who are getting out on bail, depending on their background, and I guess how much money they have in their bank account. I guess I really couldn't say for sure, but I know that a lot of criminal cases Oh, I also wanted to share that if they're letting somebody out on bail on a homicide charge, I do believe they don't have enough on you. That's why they would let some. And basically, a lot of the times when you're arrested, a lot of the times they don't have a lot on you, and that's why they let you out on bail on robberies, on on some assault cases, some a lot of domestic violence cases, when they should be keeping these people locked up, right? Because they're going to keep reoffending. And but the more serious the charge, the more serious the case, the more likelihood you have of spending time in jail. And no, that doesn't mean the courts are going to just overlook you and let you out right away. You can keep reoffending and doing whatever you want, and gamble that way. It's not like that. You're sooner or later they do get tired of reoffenders, and there are bigger jails, there are bigger places where they can go. But in the most case, if you don't have a criminal record, and and you're not, and they deem you as not uh, that much of a danger to society, I guess, you have a better chance of being released on bail. And I've seen people get out on bail 2, 3 times on the same bail, on the same charge. But it depends on the person, on the individual, and I guess the city where the offense took place. So with criminal activity in our populations, you'll see an increase in crimes, increase in serious crimes that you haven't seen before, especially in our smaller communities, our smaller cities. You'll see more of an increase in violent crimes, addictions, stuff that you haven't seen here before 20, 30 years ago. You will see a lot more of that, because the more the population grows, the more people there are, the more that this is going to happen. The more our hospitals are going to get full. The more our shelters are going to get full. The more that we as a society continue to multiply, if you want to put it that way. The more that we are filling up our jails, filling up our shelters, filling up our societies, and it's not because of people emigrating here, or immigrants this or immigrants that. It's because we, as a world population, are making it that way. We in all our communities, all of our countries, all of our cities. We have people moving here from other worlds, or other worlds, other countries, and other cities, other communities, because it's not just because of that. It's just we have that population growth amongst ourselves. Us folks that were already here, we are populating ourselves like rabbits. Okay, that's basically what it is. And the more people there are, the more the crime wave goes up, and the more the sickness there is, the more unhealthy society becomes, right? The more crowded our healthcare system gets, the more crazier things will happen. Because people are getting to the point, there are more and more people that just are so addicted that they're dangerous. They don't care anymore what happens to them or to people around them, because it's gotten to that. Anyways, I don't want to take up too much more time, but I just wanted to share why we have that. Why they let criminals back out, and we have criminal activity growth. drug addiction growth, alcohol addiction growth, court system growth, health uh, health problems. It's all increasing because of world population, and so I would like to like invite everyone again to join me and Oreo once again for these talks. I'll have a lot more of them and share more of my experiences with you. And thank you very much.